guys, Rusty K, Rusty K's Rad Rods Garage, bringing you a Sunday final on the 2022 Halloween group build, the Haunted Manor Play It Again Tom build. I'll show you the build, and then I'll go through a little bit of the ups and downs and show you the paint that I went ahead and used for this build. So without further ado, let's say hello to Tom. I'll bring him closer so you guys get a better look. Oops. There we go. Now, I'll get him spinning on here a little bit. Now you're going to notice on the back here, these are very top heavy up here. And I'm going to have to probably wedge a piece of styrene back underneath this piece to get it. You can see how it's sort of leaning there? That's supposed to come up a little bit straighter. So I'm probably going to have to put a little piece of styrene back there to get that to stand a little bit straighter. But fun build. A lot of things I've never done before. This is definitely outside of the scope of things that I do, but it was a lot of fun. So take a look at Tom there. We got the mummy coming out. This is actually just sheet music laying on there. The kit comes with sheet music that you can just cut out. It's up against a bat. I can take that sheet music off. And I'll let them spin around here again. Then I'll stop them and show you what we got as far as what we used for paint and how everything laid down. But the kit goes together well. Any issues I had were self-inflicted. Now I did end up making this static instead of a dynamic piece where you push a lever and he pops up. I'm not going to do it that way anyway, so I just made it to where he stays out. I didn't put the mechanism in between that makes him pop up or the rubber band. I just made it to where it's stationary, and that's how I'm going to display it anyways. So let me stop him, and I'll give you a little bit of close-up look at some of the stuff there. Right, the keys were just done with white. There goes the sheet music. The keys were just done with a white white paint, and then just Sharpie. Right, so his arms do move. I left those to where they move so I can take some photos. There. All right, now I'll tell you sort of what I did. Let me put this off to the side. All right, most of the stuff was laid down with a black primer, and then his body was laid down with a gray primer. As a matter of fact, the pants I left in the gray primer. Part of his tuxedo pants, I just left in the gray primer. The mummy was done in a gray primer. And then the organ itself was with this Krylon Georgia clay. Right? And then the brass pipes, I went with a hammered, if I can find the color of this, if it's listed on here. It's a hammered copper. And then I went over it with this Shortcuts metal gold leaf to give it that look. The mummy was painted with the chalk finish, the putty. And everything else I used was Vallejos and some Tamiyas and a little bit of craft acrylic. So I dry brushed. You can see here, I did some dry brushing on the sides here for the accenting. Got a little heavy-handed on it, so it still came out fine, but got a little heavy-handed on that. I did use a gold or a bronze, what is this, a bronze Sharpie to go around this area right here, right? And then did some dry brushing. The mummy I dry brushed with this black, this flat black Vallejo, or actually Tamiya. I dry brushed him. The cape was done by this Vallejo purple, and then I did the hat in the gloss black, and the whites obviously with this. The red I used the Tamiya red for the seat. The trim around there I used this copper from Tamiya. I did a lot of dry brushing. The base of the actual organ here, I did with this gray. Did a lot of dry brushing. His hair, I did with black and then dry brush gray over it. The skin tones, I used, where are my skin tones? I went and got an acrylic paint as well. Is that just a, almost like a cheap Hobby Lobby $2 skin tone. It actually didn't even say skin tone, it just said tan on it, but I'm not sure. Here it is. This is what I used for the skin tone. I've never done skin tone, so I just grabbed this up and did some dry brushing on it. Did his eyes in white and then just a dot of black Sharpie. So other than that, it's a really fun kit. The skulls are just, I left in these in the glow-in-the-dark look. Did paint the candles white with a yellow flame on there. But there he is. There is Tom. Play It Again Tom. Haunted Manor series. A lot of fun. So I hope to see the rest of your guys' builds. I've seen some out there already. This will go on my shelf, and I'll just have to fix this little lean right here. And we'll call it a day. I think it came out pretty good. I like it. So we'll get it on the shelf. Let us spin it around. One last look for Tom. Get that sheet music back up there where it's supposed to go. There he is. Thanks, guys.